Life is a journey of constant evolution, and for Melody Marks, that truth became her reality early on. From small-town beginnings to the global spotlight, her story is one of ambition, courage, and transformation. It's about daring to chase dreams, facing judgment, and ultimately finding peace in becoming your truest self. Melody was born with a creative spark, the kind that refuses to dim even when life gets complicated. Growing up, she had a love for art, performance, and storytelling. She always had this quiet confidence, a belief that life was meant to be lived fully, even if that meant stepping off the beaten path. But like many dreamers, her journey wasn't simple. Life threw challenges her way, doubts, insecurities, and the pressure of expectations. In a world that often tells you who to be and how to act, Melody chose the harder road, to define herself on her own terms. That's where her true story begins. In her early years, Melody was determined to build a life where she could be independent and creative. She wanted to connect with people, to be seen and understood, and to express something real. Every opportunity she took, every risk she made was a step toward that vision. Some saw rebellion, but what she was really doing was writing her own story. As her public image grew, so did the weight of being watched. Fame, no matter how it comes, can be both a blessing and a burden. Behind the lights and the cameras, Melody was still a young woman searching for herself, trying to balance who she was with who the world thought she should be. But what made her different was how she handled it. Instead of breaking under pressure, she learned from it. She used every challenge as a lesson. Every mistake became a mirror reflecting not failure, but growth. She started realizing that the journey isn't about being perfect. It's about evolving, about shedding old versions of yourself to make space for new ones. That's where reinvention came in. There was a time when Melody stepped away from the public eye, not because she was lost, but because she was finding herself. She started focusing on her health, her happiness, her passions outside of fame. She began building a life centered on balance and purpose. Through that time, Melody showed that strength isn't loud. It's quiet, patient, and personal. She learned to rebuild her image from the ground up, not as a reaction to what people said, but as a reflection of who she truly was becoming. She started sharing more about self-discovery, creativity, and the power of being authentic in a world obsessed with perfection. What's inspiring about her story is not the fame, but the transformation. It's about how she turned vulnerability into empowerment, how she used her experiences to connect with others who also felt misunderstood. Through her journey, she became a voice for individuality, showing that it's okay to change directions, to start over, to grow beyond what people expect of you. As she continued to evolve, Melody began exploring new projects, creative outlets that allowed her to express herself beyond performance. She took her love for storytelling into new forms, using her platform to inspire others to believe in themselves. She reminded her audience that your path doesn't have to make sense to everyone. It just has to make sense to you. The more she grew, the more her message became clear. You are not your past. You are your potential. And that message resonated with thousands who followed her. Not as fans, but as fellow travelers on their own journeys of growth and change. What makes her story so powerful is that she never hid from the truth. She embraced every part of her path, the highs, the lows, the moments of uncertainty, and turned them into strength. Melody showed that reinvention isn't about forgetting where you came from. It's about using your past as fuel to reach your future. Over time, her confidence transformed. She no longer sought validation from the outside world. She found it within. She began to focus on wellness, on peace, on doing what genuinely brought her joy. Whether it was traveling, creating, or simply enjoying the quiet moments of life, Melody learned that happiness isn't found in attention. It's found in authenticity. That's the heart of her journey. Authenticity. To be real in a world full of filters. To be honest in a world full of image. To be human in a world that often forgets what that means. And through it all, Melody has become a reminder that life isn't a straight line. It's a series of chapters, each one teaching you something new about who you are. Sometimes you're the hero, sometimes the student, but every time you turn the page, you're still moving forward. She once said in an interview that life is about learning to love your story, even the messy parts, because those are the pages that make you who you are. That's something we can all take with us. We all have a past. We all have regrets. But it's not what defines us. It's what refines us. Today, Melody Marks continues to evolve. As an artist, as a creator, and as a person. She's proof that it's never too late to grow, to shift directions, to start again. Her journey is far from over, but one thing is certain. She's walking her path with purpose. So what can we learn from her story? We learn that dreams aren't static. They change as we do. We learn that courage doesn't mean you're not afraid. It means you move forward anyway. And we learn that no matter what others think, the only person who gets to define your story is you. Melody Marks' journey is more than just a career path. It's a human story, a story of resilience, courage, and self-discovery. It reminds us that the most important journey you'll ever take is the one back to yourself. Because in the end, success isn't about fame. It's about fulfillment. It's not about what the world sees. It's about what you feel when you look in the mirror. And if you can look at yourself and see someone who's still growing, still learning, still trying, then you're already on the right path. Melody's story proves that reinvention isn't about becoming someone new. It's about becoming more of who you truly are. And that's the real definition of success.